Welcome to Board Game Empire. We're going to be showing you a brief overview and a review of what we thought of nOg by Grand Gamers Guild. Do not know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So this is a set collection game, kind of point salad, where you are collecting cards to fulfill the scoring requirements for the 3 cards in your player area. Each player is playing on the same 3 cards, so you don't have it's not asymmetric. You're basically choosing you're basically choosing your cards based on trying to fulfill the in-game scoring that occurs on each of these cards on the top, middle, and bottom row. At the end of the game, you will have a row of 5 for each of these cards. Sometimes you will have an additional one if one of some of the abilities on the cards might allow you to move a card to another row. That could happen, and that supersedes the rules. But more than likely, you're just going to have 5 cards. There are ways you can change the colors of a card and the numbers of a card. There's abilities that allow you to do that. Some of them are ongoing, some are when played, some are during scoring, some are during the saga phase, which is the second part of a round, and some are during the journey phase. It tells you at the beginning of each ability when that occurs. There's also a public objective, basically the one with the largest region. So in this example, you can see that group of green. There's a big group of red there. So they have 5 reds in one group. If they have the most, they would get 8 victory points for that region. And you do it for each color. Whoever had the most gets 8. The second largest gets 3. We did do the 2-player variant, and this is how it's set up in a 2-player game. So you're going to start, here's your first player token, and you're just, basically you'll set your piece. You have 3 travelers, I think they're called. You set them between 2 cards of your choice. You cannot put one where someone already has. You can't put them on the corner, or you can't put them there. They have to connect 2 cards on their sides. And you would just keep doing this. And then the player that went first of choosing the cards goes last, or actually choosing where to put their blocks goes last. The person that went last gets to choose a card first, right?
Yep.
Okay, so so you just keep choosing back and forth, and you're going to choose one of these rows to place that card in based on what I think they look like little puzzles that you're trying to solve. So score the total of the odd cards or the even cards, whichever is lower. So you can see this one has 2 8s, and then they have 3 odd ones. So the evens add up. So evens equal 12, odds equal 9, but evens actually equal 16. They're wrong. The odds equal 9. So you would get 9 points because that added up to the lowest. I don't know what this one is. We didn't get these cards. And this one is top, middle, and bottom. Score each card here that is the second highest or tied for the second highest in a column. So some of them go in your columns and your rows. Like we had one, we played with the big ones they suggested playing with your first game. And there was one where you can't have the same number twice in a row or column. You get to score on each one. So you actually scored, you would start, and if there was any cards in that row or column that matched that number, you'd base it on the top row of your cards. You would get points for that column or row, or that card actually. Then this last one is half bad divination. Score for sets of cards of the same value. So you can see there's 2 6s and 3 4s. So you get so many victory points based on how many. So if you actually had 5 cards,
which I did,
in a set, you would get 20 points. So there's a whole stack of them, and you can see they're for each color. I can't remember how many they are for each color, but there's quite a few.
So high replayability.
Yeah, so you're going to choose top, middle, and bottom. All players need to play with the same cards, and then you're just going to go back and forth. When you change a number, when it allows you to, if one of these abilities, you would just put it on top of that. Or if you change a color, you just put it on top of there just to represent that is that color now.
And you're going to want to do that for the scoring aspect of the game.
Yeah.
Which is...
So what did you think of this game?
I really like the design. I like Celtic, type games, Vikings, Celtic, those type of games, or the design. The illustration is easy to see. The font's easy to read. The rule book was phenomenal, easy to understand. And so really like the components. Replayability, high replayability, because there's so many different cards that you get to score and change. Also a lot of cards that are presented throughout the game. So high replayability. Also, it only took like 3 to 5 minutes to set up. Teach probably takes 3 to 5 minutes max. So high replayability in that aspect. Mechanics, really like the set collection type games. Also, there's so many different things that you could do beyond just the 3, because the game scoring cards and the saga phase and ongoing. So there's a lot of aspect in the mechanics if you strategize enough. So really like the mechanics. Overall total, I'm giving this 8.5 out of 10. I think this is a phenomenal game for how small it is and how easy it is to learn, but yet it has so much strategy and so many different ways to score. So 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, we really had fun playing it. We actually played it twice in a row.
Yeah.
Anthony won the first game, and then I won the second game.
Yeah, she didn't want to. She didn't want to end in a loss.
What's funny is he got the same exact amount of points on both games.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun because it's fun trying to. There's so many different ways of strategy and patterns, and so if you like games like that where you're completing patterns and kind of having to think about your strategy, especially when you're selecting your cards, you always have to have a backup card, because you realize, like on this one, we both probably maybe want this one or this one. So if they take, like say if he took that one, I'm going to have to take this one for this card. So you kind of want to have a backup
There
plan.
is a card that allows you to move cards around, and so you're not technically set on the cards where you put them as well. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, these cards have a lot of different. They don't all have abilities, but there's quite a few that have different abilities, and you can see that's a pretty thick deck. So, yeah, we had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the set collection aspect and trying to trying your best, and it gets like near the end. You only have a few slots left, so it's like total luck, kind of what comes out. But but yeah, it was. We enjoyed this a lot. I would give this game an 8 for sure, and probably a 9 once we play it more and more. But for us to play it back to back like that, we really enjoyed this game. So, and like you said, it's easy to set up, easy to teach, and just quick. I like games like this that have a lot of strategy, but you can get to playing them quickly. So and the rule book was excellent. We had no issues with this game at all. Very pleased. So I would highly suggest it. We will put the link in the description, and hopefully our what we thought about the game and our quick overview helped you to decide whether this is a game you might want to add to your collection. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to leave a comment or question. We hope you'll give this video a like. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much. If not, we hope you will subscribe. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you next time.